Our next guest started studying at the Juilliard School of Music in New York when he was just 10 years old, and he went on to win a competition colloquially known as the Violin Olympics. David Garrett is now a classical music rock star. He plays sold-out shows around the globe, like this one in Sicily. Wow, David Garrett is now in Australia bringing that show, it's called Iconic, to lucky audiences around the country. And he and his $10 million violin join us now from Sydney. David, good morning to you and welcome to Australia.
Good day, Australia. Looking forward to playing some shows here.
Oh, I bet you are. I bet you are. Just tell me a little bit about that show we were just looking at then, Iconic. That was at Taormina, wasn't it, in Sicily?
That was in beautiful Taormina in Sicily. It was a concert we recorded in the summer this year. And we're coming to Australia with that program. You just heard a little bit of Asturias, which is a little bit flamenco music, but it's a classical-based program, but lots of fun. I'll talk to the audiences. People will have a good time. I'm going to have a great time on stage.
Hey, don't fling that violin around too aggressively. I'm slightly worried.
I'm very comfortable with it. You know, it's been in my hands for, violin has been in my hands since I'm 4 years old. So I know what to do.
Yeah, that's true. But it is worth a lot of money. Tell me a little bit about this violin.
All right, this is a very special instrument. It was built in 1731 in Cremona by a violin maker called Guarneri del Gesù. Those instruments are actually higher priced than Stradivari violins. They are more rare, and actually they sound even, in my opinion, better. This is called the Baltic del Gesù. It was just sold in New York for $10 million, and believe it or not, it was a steal.
I'll believe you. I'll believe you. You just mentioned then that you've been playing since you were 4 years old.
Yeah.
Have you always loved the violin?
I've always loved music. For me, music was really a way of expressing myself. It was my language. I wasn't always great in communicating, especially when I was a little kid. And for me, making music was a way to kind of let go of a lot of my emotions. So that was my vessel into society.
You've managed to keep surprising people, though, because your classical music is just absolutely outstanding. But then you go and do something like the Royal Gala performance, I think it was, in 2011, when you performed Nirvana.
Yeah, well, why not? I mean, it's a great riff. It works on the violin, so why not do it? And in the end, of course, the violin is this beautiful classical instrument. You can lilt it and make all the beautiful sounds. But for me, the violin, I want to have it contemporary. I also want to be a contemporary artist. And I like listening to a lot of music outside of the classical music world, and why not integrate that in my repertoire? Paganini has done it, Mozart has done it, a lot of great virtuosos in the past, and I feel no shame.
No, and neither should you. And I'm imagining the artists, I mean, you've done Metallica as well. What do they think about it all? Do you end up hanging out with them?
Oh, actually, they were really impressed. They ended up sending me a violin, which they specially made for me, which was like all black. And it didn't sound that great, honestly. I never used it. But it was really a great token of appreciation. Also, when I did the version of Coldplay's Viva La Vida, they were kind enough to also put that on their social media channels, which of course helped a lot, get it around the world. But normally people get back to me very quickly, and they enjoy actually what I do with their music. I mean, I come from a total different angle. I also studied composition at Juilliard School, so I bring a classical touch to their arrangements. I think they like it.
David, this is the first time I think you've been to Australia. Is that the case?
It's the first time I'm playing in Australia. I
Yes.
was here maybe 11 years ago. I was promoting a record. I don't even remember which one. But this is actually the first time I'm playing. I think 2 days from now we're playing in Sydney Town Hall. We're playing Adelaide. We're playing Melbourne and Brisbane. And there's another show also in New Zealand. Super excited. It's one of my favorite countries in the whole world, and so hey, I got to play here.
Hey, David, just before you go, can you give us another little burst? Is that a bit cheeky to ask?
Absolutely not. Let's play something classical if you're fine with it, from the Four
Absolutely.
Seasons, for instance. Just something.
Oh, that is so beautiful.